The kid from Detroit, humble beginnings. Chris Johnson was not born with a silver spoon. He came from Detroit, a city known for its grit. His early life was far from Wall Street glamour. Chris grew up in a tough neighborhood. Opportunities were scarce. Money was always tight for his family. He saw struggle firsthand. This shaped his view of the world. He knew early on that he wanted something different. He dreamed of a better life, not just for him, but for his loved ones too. Detroit is a city of resilience, but it can also be a hard place to grow up, especially if you don't have much. Chris saw factories close, he saw people lose their jobs. The environment was challenging. But his mind was always working. He knew this wasn't his final destination. He used the time to think, to plan. One day, Chris stumbled upon something new. He discovered the world of stock trading. It was through the internet. Maybe a video or an online article. It talked about options trading. The idea captivated him. Making money from the markets? It sounded almost too good to be true. He was intrigued. Could this be the way out he was looking for? He felt a spark of hope, a tiny light in the darkness of his daily grind. The stock market seemed complex. It was a world away from his warehouse job. But Chris was drawn to it. He saw it as a potential path to financial independence. He decided to try. He gathered what little money he had. Just $200. This was a huge risk for him. Chris knew he needed education, proper financial education. But expensive courses were out of reach, so he turned to the greatest free university, the internet. He became a digital detective. He hunted for every piece of information he could find. YouTube videos became his lectures. Online articles and forums became his textbooks. He devoured content about options trading. He was determined to understand every aspect of it. His learning process was intense. It was obsessive. After long shifts at the warehouse, he didn't rest. He studied. Late into the night, he sat at his computer, learning, absorbing, taking notes. He treated it like a second job, a job that could change his life. He sacrificed sleep, he sacrificed leisure time. His dedication was extraordinary. He knew this was his chance. Section 5: The Tide Turns, Small Wins, Big Hope. Armed with new knowledge, Chris changed his approach. He stopped chasing big, risky wins. He realized that was a losing game, especially with a small account. Instead, he focused on strategy. He started looking for low-risk trades that had a higher probability of success, even if the potential profit was small. He understood that slow and steady wins the race. This shift was a major turning point for him. His new strategy began to work. He started making small, consistent gains, $5 here, $10 there. These amounts might seem tiny, but to Chris they were huge. They proved his learning was paying off. They showed his strategy was sound. Each small win boosted his confidence. It reinforced his disciplined approach. He was no longer gambling. He was trading, systematically. Section 6: Chris's winning formula: smart, simple strategies. Chris didn't use complex secret algorithms. His strategies were understandable, and surprisingly simple. He focused on selling options contracts, often using strategies like credit spreads. This meant he could profit if a stock stayed within a certain range, or even if it moved slightly against him. These strategies had defined risk. He always knew his maximum possible loss. This was crucial for managing his small capital effectively. Risk management was the cornerstone of his trading. He had strict rules. He never risked more than a tiny percentage of his account on a single trade. This discipline protected him from catastrophic losses. It ensured that even a string of losing trades wouldn't wipe him out. He understood that preserving capital was paramount. You can't make money if you have no money left to trade. This principle guided every decision. How did he find these trades? Chris combined technical analysis with an eye for news. Section 7: Breakthrough Moments, the trades that changed everything. Chris's portfolio didn't explode overnight. It grew steadily through his careful strategies. But then came the trades that accelerated his journey. These were not wild gambles, they were calculated risks, based on his deep understanding of the market and his refined trading plan. These trades provided significant boosts to his capital. They were milestones on his path to becoming a millionaire. He was ready for bigger plays. One of the most talked about trades was on Tesla. It was around an earnings announcement. These events can cause big stock price moves. Chris analyzed Tesla's chart. He studied its past earnings reactions. He identified a high probability setup. He structured an options trade that would profit from a specific price movement, or even if the stock stayed relatively stable. He was confident in his analysis. Section 8. Mind over market, the power of discipline. Chris Johnson's success story is not just about smart strategies. It's a testament to an unbreakable mindset. He understood early on that psychology is key in trading. The market can play tricks on your mind, it can tempt you with greed, it can paralyze you with fear. Chris learned to master his emotions. He knew that discipline was more important than dollars, especially in the beginning. Discipline was his constant companion. He created a trading plan with strict rules, and he stuck to it, no matter what. If a trade went against him, he followed his exit strategy. He didn't let hope keep him in a losing position. If he had a winning streak, he didn't get overconfident. He didn't increase his risk foolishly. This consistency was vital. It protected his capital and his mental well-being. Section 9. From trader to teacher, sharing the blueprint. Today, Chris Johnson is a successful trader. He turned that initial $200 into millions. He achieved the financial freedom he once dreamed of. He escaped the warehouse. He provided for his family. His story is an incredible example of what's possible. It shows that with the right mindset and dedication, anyone can change their circumstances. He didn't need a fancy degree or connections on Wall Street. He needed grit. But Chris didn't just want to enjoy his success privately. He remembered his struggles. He remembered the lack of guidance when he started. So he decided to share his knowledge. He became a mentor. He wanted to help others achieve their financial goals, especially those from backgrounds like his. He wanted to show them that trading is accessible. It's not just for the elite.